Broadcasting out of my spacious studio in Montreal. Yes, so very spacious. But that's okay. I don't need a lot of room. Because I have lots of room inside my head. And Happsing Through, that'll be a longer title after I have a chance to edit it on the desktop. But I just had the thought, if you knew the world was ending at midnight, would you be on Haps? Or what would you be doing? Yeah, who wants to think about the end of the world? But what can I say? I'm a writer, broadcaster, thinker, dreamer. Would you be broadcasting the end of the world? Now, I don't expect an answer. I don't even have anyone here listening, watching right now. I'll get some on the replay for sure. Let's see who's on the air right now. Rick Costa, Seeking God Daily. Well, apparently he's the only one on the air right now, according to the Discover. Oh, Bannerman. Well, I know you'll be here whenever that is. So I'll keep keeping on. I'll keep keeping on. Welcome. How are you? Where am I broadcasting to right now? If you care to share that, that is. Most of my viewers are shy. And I don't know I don't know that is going to change any time soon. I guess the shy viewers have to go somewhere. Right? Right. So I'm taking one for the team. How are you? It is 6:06 on a Monday night in Montreal. Same time zone as New York for you Americans. So 3 hours ahead of Pacific. An hour ahead of what's Chicago Central? Mountain is 2 hours behind. I wanted pizza for supper tonight, but I'm gonna have pasta. I chose to write a little more and be here for you guys at 6. Oh, and if any of the Haps team passes through and catches this stream, can we do anything to widen the camera? The amount of space that we can see? Because I'm sure the camera catches more than it lets through, but what do I know? Tech hard. Ugh. Hmm. Hmm. Hope you had a good Monday. I know Monday for some people is, no, it's Monday. Worst day ever. 50 years ago this year. No, not 50. 40. 40 years ago this year. It was certainly a bad day for the Montreal Expos. It was Blue Monday. Happened. Dodgers went on to win a World Series. And, and in a year of this, in a strike shortened season of Major League Baseball. So one streak got them their only playoff appearance, and another streak saw to it that they would fold. Well, not fold. They moved to Washington and became the Nationals 25 years after they very well could have won the World Series. And if you're a hater and say, "Oh, they suddenly would have lost like 20 of their last 48 games," well, even that wouldn't have stopped them. So no, or oh, they would have lost 40 of their last 48. Don't be absurd. They were too good that year. But I'm not feeling like ranting about baseball. Yes, fan support was an issue, but so was so many other things. Not the least of which was baseball being. Yeah. Players deserve some of the blame, but Major League Baseball didn't care about the history of the game and didn't try to resolve the strike, did they? I mean, they had to be ordered back by the government the next season. Well, I think there was a lawsuit, right? Someone filed a lawsuit. So they didn't come back willingly. So, and it had to be the one year that the Expos uh could have gone all the way. Yeah, sorry, Braves. You were good, but you were 6 games behind. which yeah, greater trailings have been made up later in the season, but the Expos would have gone to the playoff to the postseason. We'll never know what would have happened. But you can't say I'm wrong, and they would have collapsed. No. And that one postseason appearance could have gotten them a new ballpark and could have been the start of something wonderful. And Braves wouldn't have been the team. Yeah, the team that yeah, 11 straight NL East pennants. So that's what they won. 11 straight NL East pennants. I mean, they also won the last three NL West pennants that they competed for, but 11 plus 3 in this case does not equal 14 because there was 94 where they were second. Yeah, and it turns out I did have a little for ranting about Expos. Because there's still 94. That season happened. Unless baseball wants to unwrite all the history from that year and possibly give back money to people because the season either happened or it didn't. And if it unhappens, Greg Maddux, you have one less Cy Young award. Yeah, the only thing they didn't deign to put in the history books was pennant winners. I mean, you give it, call it something, because you gave the Cy Young award. You counted games in Cal Ripken's streak and home runs of Barry Bonds and Ken Griffey Jr. and everybody. And yeah, the only thing, because now, yeah, it sounds totally conspiracy, but yeah, the only thing that the Expos, because the Expos would have laid claim to, it's just interesting. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Thanks for stopping by, passing through. I'm feeling creative today as well as ever. That's good. My hero Peach has a body now, at least in his nightmares. And I think I'm going to try to write a comic book series about him. 4 issues. And then if I can do that, might even try to make it an actual comic book series of limited run. Do the crowdfunding thing. Even though, who the hell am I? But stranger things have happened. Well, I've already got some thoughts about what the 4 issues would contain. On if you want to submit yourself for the experiment of me drawing people. You can do that. I don't do likenesses, but what the hell? It's programming. I mean, no one's going to look like themselves totally. Maybe 40%. What's the big news out of, is there any big news out of Oklahoma? Did Oklahoma have any teams in the, in March Madness? There must be a state or a tech coming out of, well, I mean, Tulsa must have college. Oklahoma City. Well, there's the Sooners. Do they play basketball? I mean, I could check, but yeah, I don't watch. I'm I don't like to watch basketball, but I do pay attention to the NBA and I pay some attention to March Madness. But watching, I'd much rather watch, well, hockey, baseball, and football. Even though, as you know, basketball was invented by a Canadian. Well, college football rivals the NFL for popularity. Heck, even high school football in the States is big. Not that I'm telling you anything you don't know, but I like to share my knowing. No. What's the biggest city in Oklahoma? Oklahoma City? What's the closest NFL city to Oklahoma? Uh, Vikings? Or oh, Texas? Texas maybe? Is that the closest Tennessee? Hmm. I don't have a map of the United States in my head. Oh, Dallas, Kansas City, or Denver. Cool. So where would you go for a game? Did you go see America's team? Or did you go see the recent Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, Dallas has good players, but yeah, they haven't been anything special. And I think the Jets have been to the conference championship more recently than the Cowboys? Yeah, that sounds about right. Wow. Of course, the Cowboys have way more Super Bowls than the Jets, and the Jets are a joke, but you had any time to draw the last little bit? And how's the frog? I know the lag is supposed to be all gone, but I look at my what are polychromos? That sounds all kinds of techie. Ooh, sweet. So how are your how's your weekend show coming? The one you do with oh, that's a good name. The one you do with Joseph? Can you do a show with Joseph? Yeah. I ask it as a question because, I don't always remember details correctly. I'm better at trivia and facts. Yes, you're watching that only. You're gonna watch that only for the show, right? Is that what you said the other day? Have you seen the others? Ooh, live. Going live, that means you got over 1,000 subs. That's good. I'm glad they don't have that floor on Haps. How do you get experience if you never get experience? Too bad. Well, there are worse job related hassles to have to deal with than watching some movies you don't care for. So, when you do that, do you take contemporaneous notes? Or do you, like, well, if you're not doing it live, like, do you take notes or you always go live so it's not a problem? You just say what you're thinking. Cool. Well, there's so many Godzilla and Kong movies. It's hard. It's hard to know which is which. That's the trouble with so many reboots. That's one of the reasons I like Marvel more than DC. They don't. You blink and oh, reboot. Oh, I, the 80s were good for Marvel. So were the 70s. Well, the 90s, yeah, they started to. But I was liking what I was buying from Marvel through the time I stopped collecting. But I also liked Shooter, and people didn't. A lot of people didn't like him. Oh, this is Peach's body. Or his first one, anyway. I know, the hands are terrible, but I don't draw hands well. But for me, that's pretty good. And if I do the if there is the Peach, well, I've got a cool title for it. It's Peshmar, the body Peach. Because Koshmar, yeah, and feet. Koshmar is nightmare in French, and Pesh is peach, so it's a mushing together, combining the word to make Peshmar. But if it becomes a proper comic, I would not be drawing it. Nope, not me. But I think the New York Jets might win a Super Bowl before I have that comic out. Which is does not bode well for the likelihood of the comic. Time will tell. What do you struggle with most on the human form when you draw? Because you draw peoples too, not just frogs. Though you could probably make a living. You could probably have some success as the frog artist. Oh, 55%. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, Lindsay. Take care. Hmm. Haps is alive. Oh no, Haps is a monster. So, Haps is live. Should I? What should I do? What should I do? Should I go see Haps live? I'm not yet finished. Hmm. What do you say, viewers? Should I go over yonder and come on back? Hmm. I know, you're too shy to... Well, certainly you can. Bigger. Well, I guess I'll head over and come on back after. I just have to be ready for 8 o'clock where I'll be enjoying the stream. So, I'll be back. Thanks. Well, as soon as it lets me end the broadcast, for some reason it's not doing that.